Hello everybody, my name is Earl Thomas, also known as My Name is Earl. I have two brands that I'm going to talk to you about. One brand is Mastermind, my Mastermind brand, which gears toward ministry. That's the foundation of it. And what we do, we go around and we perform, and we just pretty much tell people about the goodness of the Lord through the art of mind. I also teach it. I do workshops, I do weddings, funerals, birthday parties, you name it, I can do it. If you could put together an event, I can suffice your entertainment. I also have my Name is Earl brand, which gears toward motivational speaking, life coaching, fashion stylists, as you can see. Just a little bit about that. I started my business roughly 17 years ago. I started miming 17 years ago, actually. I studied it for 1 year down in Florida, and I saw some things that that kind of caught my interest, and pretty much was like, yeah, this is one thing I want to do. So I studied it for 1 year, then I performed it for 1 year, but then after that, I started the Mastermind brand as a label. And once I started that, I continued from there, and I ventured across the United States to a few places, of various, places and stuff like that. Again, churches and other kind of organizations. And I just really went from there. So we're thriving. We reached from ages 0 to 99. And I started my business because of the simple fact that growing up, I didn't have anyone to really reach out to me and, show me different things in life. So I just took it up on myself with a little bit that my family had provided, which I have a great family. And I saw mine as a tool not to just better me, but to enhance other people's lives. And so what I did, I took the art form of mine and I transcended it into an actual ministry. Then it went from a ministry to a business. It went from a business to an empire that I'm building called Mastermind. The My Name is Earl brand, I started it because I love people. I'm all about people. I like what people do. And to me, if it's not about helping somebody else, you can't help yourself. My clients and my customers are those that need entertainment, those that need encouragement. I love to see people smile. People call me the encourager. So what I like to do is I love to turn a rainy day into a sunny day. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't matter how you're feeling. I tell people it's always better and it can always get better. The fashion style comes in everything. There'll never be a day that I slip. There'll never be a day that I don't feel like what I look like. So I get up every morning and I say, hey, this is what I want to look like today. And I make myself how I look, that's how I'm going to feel. And so because of that, I try to put My Name is Earl into a place to where I can just pretty much reach out to people. The life coaching comes in order to help somebody else, I had to be able to help myself. Mentally, physically, spiritually, naturally, and in every single way in my life. I find new business clients pretty much by networking. When you talk about Mastermind, a smart man told me a long time ago, he said, Earl, the only way that you can market yourself is if you mime. You can't do radio interviews with your paint on. You can't sing with your paint on and do things like that. You can't talk. And so what I did was I set up a lot of shows and set up a lot of workshops and different things of that nature. And I just reached out to people, the marketing and promoting with, if someone saw me somewhere, then 9 times out of 10, I will obviously get an engagement through that. With My Name is Earl, it's pretty much a hands-on approach. People need other people. People need business. People need things that will suffice everything that they could pretty much try to accommodate in the business field. So by me getting new clients, how do I get new clients? I just pretty much market and promote myself. I see my business pretty much going not just national, but I look at it as going worldwide for the simple fact that I cross barriers. I believe in crashing through glass ceilings, breaking down closed doors. I wrote a song called So Amazing. And the first verse said, I bust through glass ceiling, I break down closed doors. It says you can have whatever you want because God said it's yours. And I truly, truly believe that. I live that every day. And there is nothing that can stop you if you don't want to be stopped. So I see my business really just going to no limits. I taught a workshop, and it was pretty much the best workshop I ever did. And the reason is because I go to a lot of workshops and I pour out a lot. But at this particular workshop, I was getting poured into. And this lady told me, if the sky is the limit for you, then you still have limits when there's a big universe out there above the sky. So I took that, I put it in my pocket, and I've been using it ever since. The strategies that I use to market my business, I put this paint on, I put these gloves on, I put my wardrobe together, I dance on the street corner for the right price, pretty much. And if God say go, then I just go. It's not all about ministry, but it is about ministry. But ministry opens up doors just to do pretty much whatever I want to do. So how do I market this? I put on nice clothes. People say looks are not everything, but looks are the first thing. And if you get people with that, and then you have a wonderful conversation that can lead to other things after that, then you can pretty much market yourself any kind of way. Some of my competitors, I don't really look at it as competing against other people, because what you bring to the table is what you bring to the table. So I would say my competitor, or my biggest competitor, would be myself, if I can add that. So I look at, what am I trying to shake the next day? What is it that I'm trying to recreate that has already been created to allow myself to know that there is nothing that can stop me. So I don't really do the competition thing. I just do what I do, and I do it to the best of my ability, and I try to get the people to like it. If you're looking at, I look at my life from two sides. I look at my life from a ministry side, and I look at my life from the man side. When you think about mastermind, and my name is Earl, I always throw in there the man, the mind, the music. And so with the man, I look up to people. I know this probably be cliche, but I look up to people like my mom. I saw her raise 5 kids with a little help, but pretty much on her own. So I figured that's something that I could build from, because everything needs a foundation. I look up to people, if I could use his name, T.D. Jakes. I saw where he come from, and I saw what he's done, and a lot of people that are very influential that he's pulled in, and he used ministry and used a work ethic and a method to say that it doesn't have to be limits or ceilings on what it is that you're trying to do. And so those are, people that I look up to. As far as music goes, the late great Michael Jackson, I always looked up to him. He was my favorite artist, all time. And so when you talk about different things in that aspect, and as mime goes, the godfather of mime, the true godfather of mime, and God rest his soul, the late great Marcel Marceau, he was the one that actually influenced Michael Jackson to come up with the moonwalker. And so I studied Marcel Marceau as far as mime goes, and I looked into a lot of things that he did, a lot of his performances and stuff like that. So those are some people that I look up to in the industry. Some of the challenges that I faced as a business owner, really those down times, to everything there's going to be some times where you're just flowing, sometimes at everything, but the phone is blowing out the hook, the phone is ringing out the hook, people knocking your door down, emailing like crazy. And so the challenge will be when everything's on the opposite end of the stick. Nothing is going to be perfect all the time. So what I do, I just prepare for when challenges come. So the most challenging time comes when I'm not getting those phone calls, or when my email is not blowing up, or when people are not breaking my door down to get me to come and do what it is that I do. I overcome challenging customers. The first thing is I pretty much don't use the word customer. I try to even stay away from the word client. I always try to say business relationships, because of the fact that I want people to feel like I need them just as well as they need me. So what I do is never put them in a box to where it's just about business. Now sometimes it is just about business, but the more comfortable people could be, the more they're more likely to do business with you, so we can make this money together. And so I just pretty much overcome challenging customers. 2 things that I always operate in: character and integrity. What has been one of my greatest moments? I was a young father. I was 16 years old when I had my son. And so that was something new, something that I never would have expected would have happened. I hope a lot of 16-year-old guys don't want to have kids right now. Wait until you're grown, wait till you're married, and do what the Lord say do. But that was one of my greatest moments. And another great moment, one of my greatest moments was when I was able to give back to my brothers and my sisters, my actual biological brothers and my sisters, on my past birthday. I just turned 30, October 16th. And so a lot of people look for things for their birthday, but I was actually looking to give some things back. The advice that I have for others is to always strive to be the best that you could be. Never settle for anything. Always keep a smile on your face. Always think positive. Always keep a good heart. And never take no as an answer. Know that you can't fail in situations. These things are simply called lessons learned. The thing that motivates me to keep going is that every day you wake up in the morning, it's another day to be grateful. Every day you can put your own 2 feet on the floor and you can use the activities of your limbs on your own. That's the thing that motivates me. You don't have to have the material things to be motivated. It's what I do to go and get the material things that motivates me. It's the work ethic, it's the drive, it's the love that I have for what I do, the passion that I have for people, and what I can allow them to give back to me as well as I'm doing things for them. Where you can find more about me is, you can find me on Facebook. You can go to my name is Earl page and like my name is Earl, and you can also find me at Earl D. Thomas on Facebook, and also follow me on Twitter at my name is Earl 83. You can find me on Instagram. My name is Earl 83. The website is coming soon, and we're going to be doing a whole lot of big things. So y'all check me out. This is your man. My name is Earl.